Oh.
I am so ready. Yeah, I'm only 2 minutes late.
No, we are.
From Erie Zone Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host...
It certainly feels cold in here. Doesn't it?
That's the wind blowing.
I think we should ask Mike if we can do the show outside. It's actually warmer out there.
Yes.
My gosh. We must not have paid the bill this month.
Okay, Mike, switch to the street cam.
Yeah. Well, here's Councilman Kaz Patowski with his good friend.
Not Councilman DJ.
Well, you're not?
No, I counsel no.
You could be an alderman or a special emissary.
I'm special. I've been called worse.
Yeah, just kind of nippy in here today.
It is. But you're warming up the place with that shirt that is bright orange.
That is, I'm mourning for my Cleveland Browns team. It once again has made me, well, not so proud. But
weren't they doing good for a while?
No.
No? I was trying to be positive.
Exhibition season, maybe, but
I must have been thinking about something else.
So what do you think? The week has been an interesting week.
The weekend was good. Yeah, the week's just beginning.
Let's see. We've had a very bad experience last week with the tornadoes.
Oh, that was crazy.
And, cost a couple of our citizens their lives, some of that damage.
Oh, my goodness.
That wasn't a good day.
Yeah, I was coming back from Ashtabula while they were happening. There was a tornado around Ashtabula, and there was one ahead of us. So I ended up pulling over in Springfield in church, hanging out there for a while, and then getting back on the road, come to find out there was still a tornado behind me and still one in front of us. But the one in front of us was going faster. So
and all the rain.
I drove down Green Garden Boulevard, and trees were snapped and phone poles were bending over. It was crazy.
I got to believe some of this is due to the heavy development outside the city.
Possibly.
Flooding our sewers and everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz.
Yeah.
Hey, how did it recount vote go today?
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear anything on TV. You're talking about the two big races, right?
Yeah.
Well, the one is really close, so I imagine, if it's... In the old days, they used to have a recount, and then if it was still tight, they might do another recount. And then if it's still tight, the candidates themselves can pay to open up machines, But I'm sure the media is probably, as soon as I haven't seen anything. Do you have a computer?
Yeah.
Try the county website. Maybe it'll be on there. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, I'll go and check it right now.
Yeah, maybe they have the official, but you haven't heard. I haven't heard nothing on TV. Have you?
No, nothing at all.
They must be taking their time. Well, you know what? When it's that close, you want to be careful.
Yeah, you remember the time the city council race?
Oh, I remember one time I ran for school board. My race was less than 20 votes, and that was in the old days when they had the paper ones.
Yeah, so machines where you couldn't read them.
Yeah, you couldn't read them, so errors were common, and I actually gained votes at the recount. But for Lloyd, you can believe this when I tell you, it was like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, before they announced the winner, because they had so many close races. That's what's happening lately. We're not getting the turnout, so the races are a lot tighter. But hey, it was good to see you and
Barb.
Yeah, Barb. It was it was a nice time there.
Yeah, that was a good turnout. Do you think?
Not bad. It's not like the old days were, though. Remember?
No. I just want to call and see if you heard anything.
No, I didn't hear anything, and I've been sort of watching the news. I didn't hear anything, but I don't know how long it takes them. The new process is probably quicker, but
yeah, but the little chip they put them in the machine.
Yeah, they check them to make sure that they're going to check to make sure they were set to zero when they started, and make sure the count was right. They probably double check, make sure all the machines were functioning. There was no reports, but it was. I'll tell you, it was razor thin.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks for calling, Lloyd.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, we got a couple new council people, a new mayor.
Yeah.
It was interesting over in the county. That was a razor thin margin there.
I'm just looking, see if I find anything on recount, and I don't.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if they announce it
Yeah, all I have is a Go Erie article about residents petitioning for a recount, but I don't see any results.
Yeah, they recount, but I think they can even recount again if it's still close. If they,
keep recounting until you get the number.
No,
you want.
It won't go forever.
Yeah.
I think in the old days they maybe did 2 recounts if they were still close, and then the candidates had to, pay to go further. Go ahead, caller. Oop, we had a little problem there. Let's hope the phone is working.
Phone's working.
But yeah, all in all, I think it'll going forward now it'll be interesting. We'll have to see, where this takes us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I feel like I'm just waking up. I've had quite an interesting.
Well, you've had a busy month.
Yeah, getting things wrapped up, getting things ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to miss you. We don't like losing people to Colorado or any place.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with the new mayor and new council and new ideas moving forward, Erie will start to gain people again.
Just as long as people realize it's going to take a while. It's not going to be, there's no quick fix.
I don't know what you're going to do with GE going.
Yeah, that news possibly coming is not good. Go ahead, caller.
DJ, you're going to Colorado?
Yes.
You going up to Arvada?
No.
Oh, I was going to say you can go visit with my cousin.
Where does he live?
He's Arvada.
Ah.
He's a retired GM exec.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can see, you know what I see DJ doing?
Golfing.
Well, no, he's going to be skiing, drinking Coors beer, and John, he's going to get the house specialty.
He doesn't want Coors beer.
The mountain oysters. He's going to get.
Oh no!
The yellow streaks and that.
No,
Look at him.
No.
He's going to buy into Colorado all the way. Watch.
I'm not. No.
Counting the votes over there, it should be cut and dry because of the cubes.
Yeah, but it's probably harder today to make up a difference.
Well, the only thing on difference is the specialty votes, the absentee servicemen.
Didn't they used to count them right at the polls at one time?
I don't recall.
I'm going to have to ask. I thought they used to open up the envelopes right at the polls and add them in, but even that, I mean, electronically, they're just going to check to make sure everything was zeroed out when they started. The procedure, everything worked well. It's going to be tough, but hey, things can happen,
The only way you can get a decent count is you had a paper trail. Other than that, I don't trust computer blocks.
Well, they got a paper trail in the machine when they pull it out.
For computers? No, they don't.
Well, when I was there at the polls, I've never been showed how it works, but when I watch them open up they run a tape right there. Okay, John?
I'm listening.
Yeah, they run a tape. That's a tape they post on the doors. You ever see it when you go by They put every door they have to post on the outside of the building the results. So they run like what looks like a long.
They run a tape from whatever they've got off the disc.
Right.
Computer.
So I mean,
they don't run an individual tape.
Then that disc has to be analyzed.
Well, that's never going to happen.
Well, I mean, somebody can analyze it, but
I don't think so.
But the thing is, you're right. It leaves a digital trail, not a paper trail.
State Supreme Court wouldn't even rule on the validity of those computers.
Well, like I say, they got a digital trail, but that's it,
Well, they're computers. They're electronic. They're fallible.
I'm very interested for Wednesday night. I'm going to listen to that council meeting real close because when the new mayor-to-be ran for office, he said the city of Erie, he got out of Act 47, left with a $5 million surplus. Well, I want to see where this $5 million surplus is coming from, and maybe Joe will tell you when he gives his budget for you Wednesday night.
Well, I'm expecting no tax increase, so that's.
Well, yeah, that's a given. But
well, not usually, not sometimes, not in the last year. Sometimes that's when you get it, you know.
Well, that's true, but you know the whole thing here is he wants to go out in a blaze, and I think that the city is going to be in worse shape than he's going to say it is. No one wants to admit that.
Well, you know what I got to bring you someday? I'll bring you a for your perusal. You can keep it as long as you want. I'll bring you a CAFRA.
You will?
Yeah, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll get you one. You can borrow mine. I mean, I can always scrounge one down here, but yeah, feel free to look at it, and that's the true statement, not the budget. The budget is just.
Well, you know, I do know we have money in the water fund, but you can't get that.
Well, the council has access to that.
Well, 6 votes.
Yeah, but what we do is we give the city a percentage of that in fact, right after this meeting here, we will be meeting at our meeting to award the amount of money that we do every year to the city for capital improvements. And then they will send us a list.
So they won't go buy a police car that won't last for 25 years?
It's really, the money we give them out of water reserve is for them to use for capital projects or whatever they feel that, if they wanted to put in, they just have to, all they have to do is tell us what they're spending it on. And then that's all we want to know, because.
That's true. And if it's for a good cause, you should vote for it. And I agree.
Well, what we decided some years ago when, after Jimmy Thompson and them took back the fund, it used to be under the administration control.
Yeah.
And money was heading out of it like mad. We were giving loans out. We were going to buy, remember the polar bear incident with Mario?
Well, yeah, we had 2 male polar bears, and Ruby says it's going to be nice when they have a little cub.
So council decided to keep the money.
DJ?
Yeah, this is true. I mean, they were going to build a habitat for 2 male polar bears.
Oh, Lord.
And so what happened was council decided to take it back, John. And then in the process, we got together with the actuary and with our investment manager and decided that each year we could give the city a small portion of the fund, basically out of the interest that it was drawing, as we kept it invested. The fund itself has been building up again.
Oh, yeah.
And so, maybe someday, if it gets.
Saw how it's building up, and he figures that's the surplus, and that's not the surplus.
Well, I mean, that's like I say, that, that's money that we're giving them to use for different things,
That's true.
Road repair, etc. But, but when you look at the CAFRA, John,
yeah.
I'll let you look at it. That's the true financial picture. That's the budget. Everybody thinks the budget is, the budget is just a guide to tell us how much we expect to collect, how much we expect to spend, and where the departments are allowed to spend it.
To be neutral when you're all done.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you, it's not your balance sheet, it's not the income statement, it's not,
Right.
It's not the individual fund balances. If I give you the CAFRA, you'll see it then.
You pull in $1,000 and you use $1,000, you come out zero. So that's it. You've used the money that you've taken in, you spent the money that you've taken in, and that's how it should be. You shouldn't be making any more or any less.
But some of our funds, even our general fund, John, does have a balance in there. And I don't have the up-to-date figure on it, but I can get it.
But it's not a surplus.
Well, technically, you could say it is, because here's a prime example. If we exhaust what we call risk management, okay, because we're self-insured, we have an administrator that administrates a fund, but we fund our risk management account, okay?
True.
That means every time somebody gets hurt or has an operation.
Well, you got $1 million deductible, don't you?
But still, if we have to dip into the fund and we're out of money for the year, okay, we can go back into the fund balance and appropriate, okay, because there is a balance in some of the funds, You know, it carried over from different years. So when you see it, you'll see that there are some surpluses in there.
Well, I know when I was working towards the end of the year, they told me I had to spend $300,000, $400,000 to get that cut from my department.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out and spent it.
But somewhere, you know, we do have fund balances to carry us. Like, for instance, a prime example, we have not had to take what they call a tax anticipation note, a TAN or a TRAN,
yeah,
in many years. We used to always have to borrow at the beginning of the year.
Well, that's because your taxes weren't in.
Well, we've done a better job of
Collecting.
Yes, and we've done a better job of not. I would say this, you know, in deference to this mayor, we have not overspent like previous administrations did.
Well, that's true. At least he did something good, and all the heads did something good. One more thing, and I'm going to leave.
Go ahead.
Now that you've got a new council, maybe you can get one thing off of the old way. You know, let's do it the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Let's vote statically and not alphabetically. Have a great day.
Oh, you mean, how do you want to vote?
You change it every time.
Oh, you mean you want a rotating system?
From one left, one right, one W, one A. Spin it around. It's too obvious for someone who has a W at the end of their name to see how it's going, and he can be a hero out there for John Q. Public with a white hat, or he could be a villain in the opposite with a black hat.
I'll bring that up when we decide to vote on the new council rules of council.
Yeah.
That's how we did the school board. We did it very simple. We rotated.
That's how it should be done. Not A to W or A to Z.
It changes your votes a little bit.
Well, sure it will.
Especially when you're number one on a controversial one.
If you're first on the gun, well, you're going to have to make your stand then.
Yeah.
Not be last and say it's going the way I want it to go, but I'm going to vote no. So I catch all my friends out there that say I'm for them, and vice versa too.
Right.
Okay. Have a great day. If it's slow, and I'll call back.
No problem.
Yeah, you're El Presidente. You can put something like that forward.
It takes a vote of the majority to do it.
Yeah, I know, but you could bring it up.
A lot of people are afraid to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you ever been up here when you got a controversial vote? I did it when I was on the school board. We had some doozies, and when you're sitting there and you go, I'm number one, you know, and you know, there's not that I ever did it, but there's a lot of people who love to go, let's see, I can look pretty good now, you know, I can, you know, my vote don't matter at this point.
Yeah.
So it does change your whole attitude when you rotate.
That's interesting. I would think that people would just vote for what's, you know, right to them. This feels right. I'm going to vote. Why would you not vote?
Or you can use the board.
Well, there is that, but
the board is, you know, the board is all. What the board does is, you know, you voted once and it's locked in.
Yeah.
So unless you want to collude up here, you know, once you hit that switch, when the president activates it, you know.
There's still a confusion of these switches because some go one way, some go the other, some are broken.
You have to make sure you watch yours. I screwed mine up the other day.
See?
I thought I was over in this chair, and I'm in the chairman chair.
You know what you guys need is a little box up here with two buttons in it, but like covered, so you can be like, and then you know.
That was put in, I think. Well, yeah, it says Gannon College. Actually, that was a while back.
There's like old switches over here. Like I could vote right now.
You could.
It won't go up on the board.
If you do, you see the red.
Yeah. I won't do it.
I have one council person that has long legs.
Yeah.
He frequently activates it.
Yeah, I remember activating something else one time with the.
But until you hit the right switch up there, it doesn't go on the board.
Right. Here, let's vote.
There you go. See, now you know your position.
Can I change it?
Probably not. I got to clear it.
It goes back and forth.
I have to clear it. So.
Yeah. Now you do.
But, you know, it would be interesting with a new council. I've talked to the two new members already.
Right. How'd that go?
Good. I think I'm going to try to transition them so that they, you know, in the next month and a half here that we got, you know, they get a little used to, if they want, you know, it's up to them.
Yeah.
I advise them to, you know, there's some courses they can take because they are newcomers to.
Yeah, I think it's good to have some fresh blood.
They have no political, what do you call it, experience. So, they could go, there's some classes that they have available through the league.
Yeah.
League is municipal, PML, that will help them understand budgets.
Right.
Help them understand the process of, how things work. And one thing I always advise them is they need to understand that the things they say and the things they say on the phone have consequences.
Right.
So, that would be my advice to them, that,
I don't know much about politics, so if I was to get in a position
well,
like
just
that.
the thing that, you're up here and there are things you can do and things the phone went out.
Oh.
Things you can do and things you can't do
Yeah.
in civilian life that.
Well, yeah. I mean.
Because number one, you're privy to a lot of things up here.
Yeah.
That, you can't use it to gain advantage on anything.
Right.
Go ahead, caller. Hello? Whoa. Must be a gremlin in the system.
Yeah. School in or school out? I remember when you guys used to get prank calls all the time.
Yeah, Mario used to give me, so school's out. But, I think, it's going to be, going forward with some new thoughts and new people. We'll see what happens,
Yeah. The best you can do is move forward.
This will be my third mayor.
Yeah.
And,
How many years on council for you now?
well, I'll be starting my fifth.
Fifth.
But I had 12 years as controller, so I still had to work with them.
You got a lot of years.
Well, it's been good, but
Yeah. It's cool.
I think, this city, like I say, as long as people aren't in a hurry and we do the things the right way, I think,
There's no point in rushing. I mean,
you can't rush it.
Sometimes things need to be rushed, but
when we rushed in the past, we came up with
Yeah.
we come up with like 5 different plans going at one time.
yeah.
It's like painting your house, and somebody wants one room painted blue and the other one wants it red,
Yeah.
and you wind up whoever got to the room first, and all of a sudden you got no color scheme. That's what's going to happen if as long as we sit there and everything's got to make sense going forward. So much in the past was, somebody threw a pile of money at us, so we put it up. Then somebody else threw another. Well, it's like the
I
government.
wish somebody would throw a pile of money at me.
I'll give you a good example. Was they put in like senior housing, so they threw in money. They converted this. Then somebody else had put an investment in there, and it was private business, and you got no coordination. You don't know like what their needs are, and now you've got. So I think now that we going forward, you have to analyze every time we do something. We have to say, is this for the good of what we're trying to do? In other words, like when we were developing the Bayfront, we just don't put something there for the sake of putting it.
Speaking of that, is there any news on the Bayfront Convention Center? Wasn't there supposed to be some stores or something going in down there with the parking garage?
Well, they did put one in. That was at, I think it was the guy that used to own, what's his name? John Melody. He used to own Molly Brannigan's, and then he owns all those U-Pick 6s and all that. He's putting in a place in the ramp. Wait, was there more announcements?
No,
That was the first announcement they had.
I hadn't heard anything in a while.
They're marketing it, I know that.
Okay.
And then you got Mr. Scott's project. We'll be voting on that Wednesday.
And which project is that?
That's the one on the east side where the smokestack is.
Okay.
He'll be building, the first phase is a hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Right by the library.
Yeah, a little bit west of it. Not much.
Yeah.
It'll be where that parking lot is now.
Right.
That dirt parking lot?
Well, that's good. Are you guys, I mean, I can't ask how you're going to vote, but I mean, how
Well,
does it look?
I think it's been received favorably.
That's good.
I would be surprised,
Yeah.
it got the okay of zoning and planning.
Well, I
and all
feel
that.
good for Nick then because he finally gets his hotel down there.
Well, I got a. You can stop at City Hall. We got a nice little
Yeah.
plan there, but I'll let you borrow my copy. You can look at the hotel. You'll be amazed that the whole project was rather encompassing. He envisions in the future 2 hotels,
Wow.
a retail a component of 2 parking ramps with a bridge to Hammett possibly,
Right.
so that the people in the hospital can
Yeah.
they'll have a connection with that. There's numerous retail, commercial, and residential components.
Yeah.
There's a component that eventually will be down from where that school is near the boat terminal.
Right.
There's an empty lot there. So he's got a couple components. Then he's got
Cool.
the nice thing is he's got a fountain that could be turned into an ice skating rink.
What?
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
People were talking about that before. That's cool.
Well, I mean, that if you look, he's building what he's building is just a little miniature city about 2 blocks long.
That's neat.
And, on the north side, he's going to have that ice rink. Well, it's the north or south, I can't remember now, of the hotel. But, he was quick to point out, it's only going to happen if things work out right.
Right.
Because in this case, a lot of it's his own dime.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's getting some help from the government.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, he's going to pay taxes.
Yeah.
The potential of that place is about $3 million in taxes when he's all done.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? Plus Wednesday we'll vote on the Hammett. They're building a 5 to 6 story building to take place of one they're tearing down.
Sure.
But they're saying then you got the Erie Insurance Project, which is, look at that. What a project! They're still in the basement.
Yeah.
That tells you how much work that that's going to be one heck of a building.
Yeah.
But those are the good things, and so moving forward.
Yeah.
Like Nick develops that property, the GF site gets developed. I think it'll be good down there.
Well, that's good. I mean, I don't want to have, I'll play devil's advocate for a moment, but what do we have for people to come stay in hotels for? Besides, coming down to Hammett and maybe seeing Presque Isle in the winter. Summertime, we have Presque Isle, we have events, we have Celebrate Erie, we have Blues and Jazz.
You're talking about what's down there now?
What's down there now? It's cold and rainy, besides the ice skating rink that might be coming.
Well, I mean, I think when you develop, I'm always amazed. We think it's so, like, blustery down there. But yet, we ride through there on our way home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And people do go down there to go to the library.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, if there are some businesses down there, like we have the Sloppy Duck right now.
Yeah.
You're going to have that place that John Melody's open up, okay? Once you give people an excuse to stop and get inside, once they're warm, what do they care?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd go down in winter to eat. I really would.
Yeah. I'd love to see a water park down right on the water, an inside water park, so you could look out.
I did joke with Nick Stott, and
yeah.
I won't tell you what we talked about. But it wasn't at a water park, but it was something that would, if he could pull it off, okay.
Wow.
I told him, I said, geez, I might even try that. I might kill myself, but we were talking about something, but it was.
That's funny. That's cool.
But you know what? We were talking to him. I said, people ask what happened to the beach volleyball courts we used to have down there.
Yeah.
But in the long range, like if you have hotels down there, we're talking about putting a farmer's market down there and some some what do you call it, commercial businesses.
Yeah.
Once you have that, and I'm not saying they're all bars, but if they're restaurants and maybe little specialty places.
Yeah.
Give people what do you call an excuse? I mean, you go to Chicago and you see people walking around down there. They're not bothered by the cold, blustery winds.
Well, it's Chicago. They're used to it.
But we should be, right?
Yeah, we should be, but we're good at complaining.
I mean, we cower but no, I mean, I think it could work.
Well, we need something. We need more things. And
I agree. I would agree with you.
Something I would like to see is work something out with Presque Isle and have a Christmas light drive-through Christmas light.
I talked to somebody about that. Your idea. Somebody that's familiar with the planning phase.
I want to see that.
And he told me the only hang-up he could see.
Yeah.
And it would be a big hang-up. Is the Commonwealth. Okay?
Yeah.
And hold your thought, and I'll tell you what he said. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Cass.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I'm listening to you. I just tuned in here now. I'm busy outside. You mentioned something about some kind of thing down here. I would like to see somebody maybe come up with a possible souvenir place, too, or maybe somebody could make a replica of the flagship Niagara model or something like that they could take back with them, even a cast metal of some sort. Or
Well, they do have they got two shops. One's in the library, and it's probably, maybe that could be upgraded a little bit.
Well, they make it more available, too. It's not always available.
Yeah, and they also have a little snack bar in there that a lot of people don't know about, And then you have the one in the tower. But I think what you'll see is if people truly, if that area starts developing, I think you'll see it. Because I think it's just a matter of time before, like when I was where was I? In Savannah, Georgia. These places open up along the waterfront because, once you get people down there that are walking around and tourists, somebody's going to come up with the idea, just like they do out the peninsula, of making some Erie shirts or something like that. I think you're onto something.
Yeah, we need something like that.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea, and I think I would be willing to bet that probably Nick will do something in his place.
Well, even if you, besides maybe the flagship Niagara, any replicas of, say, cannons or 1812 rifles or something like that, replicas of it, not real working ones. But
they got a museum. Yeah, I forgot they got a gift shop too. The museum, but like you say, it's not open all the time.
And they're too far away for people to go from down there.
Yeah.
Right, they'll go up there. They have, unless somebody takes them up there. Hey, by the way, thanks for marching in the parade Saturday.
I can't tell you what you were doing there because that would. I'll tell DJ quietly, okay?
Oh, he knows what I was doing.
Yeah, he made his presence. We can't say anything over the air.
I actually have to visit him this week. I have.
My brother's riding a motorcycle too, if you noticed.
Who was that? Yeah, I saw him. They were joking with him because he.
Find out too who exactly it was, but because I like to get in touch with him.
Who was that? Do you know him?
Don't.
Oh.
I always know that there was a brother of mine, brother of the beard up there. So.
Yeah, he was. We were laughing at him. We go, "You're not going to make a certain place in time."
Well, anyway, it was a good time. It wasn't as good of a turnout of people as I was hoping it'd be, but because a cold day like that, it's probably just as well.
Yeah, it varies from year to year, but there was a lot of enthusiastic people there.
Oh, that's for sure.
It's just that, like you say, it's early in the morning, it's cold, and,
Is that DJ with you?
Yeah.
No, it's someone else.
Is it? All right.
I'm a fake.
Hey, if you get a hold of TJ, get in touch with me when you get off there.
Yeah, I'll give you a call. I'm trying to get everything together so I have time to come over.
Would the item fit Cass?
Yes. We'll make him model it.
What the heck?
Off the air, too.
I've worn a lot of crazy things in my time. I don't know what you guys are up to.
Well, we're looking for a pixie.
A pixie?
No, I tell you what, Cass, there's a lot of nice things we need to do for the city, and I think the city's got some great plans, and I'm hoping Shenley will do well with everything, too, that he's got to work with.
As long as we maintain our focus and we don't, work too fast or too slow, steady goes the boat, and I think we'll be okay.
That's true. I hope, and maybe you guys can look at this idea-wise, is those like that report that came out about Erie at the high unemployment with the blacks. maybe we used to, we used to remember, I think when our younger days, there was one concrete worker. He was a black man that had a company. He'd go around, pour concrete sidewalks for the city.
Yeah.
I don't know what became of him, but I think we need to get encourage more businesses like that to establish and utilize them, not just create them, but utilize them too. And
yeah, we do have one gentleman that's he's very involved. He gets involved in a lot of the bids. It just we have to do a better job demanding when we award contracts that we take
local,
all of the community. Well, there's a certain component.
Yeah.
But and what Doc brings up too is we have to start telling young kids that it's okay to be trained in the trades.
Yeah.
And if we can get kids to do that, it makes it easier not to have excuses like, well, we can't find any minority help. Well, we have to demand it.
Yeah.
And we do have some minority business owners.
Why don't you, Chad, if you can, talk to the various union leadership in the construction world. I don't know who they would be. You might have a better clue as to who to talk to. But, I think one of the drawbacks we have for the city hiring or utilizing those various other lesser groups is the requirement to be certified or have a license in a city. And those licenses cost money, and you got to have a lot of do various number of jobs in order to offset the cost of that license, and of course whatever requires for that license to be approved.
I'll check into that, but I think you can still be an apprentice. Like I'll tell you, like a lot of the plumbers in town, they had the license, but they had a lot of young people working for them, studying the craft, and then when their time came, hopefully they had enough equity built up. And sometimes they would either sell the business to them or encourage the young people to take the test. I can tell you one young man, he worked for his father, and he took the test and he passed it because, you do have to have that license, but you can still work as an apprentice. And if you're happy with that, that's okay. But if you want to eventually be, the registered plumber, the registered electrician, that can happen,
And that's all good, but I'm thinking how many people are discouraged by the fact that if they don't get that license or registered, they just give up on trying to do that work at all.
Yeah,
they might do it out in the county, but not in the city.
Yeah, that's something that we all got to work on a little bit more. And if we were to ever start a community college, those are things that you want to deal with things that employable. Things that the community needs, and the trades are, the trades are like anything else. You have bad days and good days, and like right now there's quite a few building projects going on, But I think you got to tell kids it's okay. Not everybody has to go to college. It's okay to work with your hands if that's what you like doing.
That's why I like the maker spaces, because they're teaching people that it's okay to make things and fix things. And it's
like people get laid off. Look what they do. They find they had a hobby, and all of a sudden they make money off it.
Yeah.
They're washing dogs. Don't laugh. I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
They're washing dogs. They're walking dogs.
Sure.
They're repairing clocks. They're doing things that people just forgot over the years, or they open up the fix-it shop.
Yeah.
Well, there's certain trades that probably won't have much success. Like my dad used to be a shoe and harness repairman, and who repairs shoes and who uses harnesses anymore,
Yeah, you're right. But on the other hand, like leather workers, there is still a niche there for.
Right, but not the request for it as much.
No, not so, like the shoemakers. They start fixing luggage.
Sure.
And then they, like you got people that make custom belts or holsters or things for police officers. They're out there.
See, that's what my dad did during World War II. He made gun holsters for the various officers in the military.
Well, I can remember when my dad was on the police force, and when you would go and see this guy that would custom fit one to fit your body, so that you had one that was just made for you. And specifically what you wanted, whether, what type you wanted, what you wanted on it, it's like that with, a lot of people, they get fancy leather belts. It's a trade. You may not be making shoes anymore, but, but you're right. It's one of those lost arts now.
I have one question too, Kaz. Maybe you have the answer already. Remember a while back this summer you were talking about doing something concerning all those businesses that set up tables and chairs out on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
For me, it becomes a problem at certain times because you never know where you're going to come across them. Sometimes when I'm walking with my eyes blind like that, I don't see them until I hit the doggone sidewalk or chairs with my cane. And I know you got just a proper, about wide enough for a little bit more of a wheelchair to go between them and the parking meter.
Well, right now they cannot get a permit to do that unless, according to ADA standards, you have enough room to walk by there. I don't know what the standards are, but our engineering department, our problem is we got too many out there that are not legally, they did not legally get an easement. So I think, going forward, yes, I'm going to kind of check them out, see if they all have permits. And one of the big problems we have is they sometimes slide the chairs out a little bit more at night.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll, like today I came down Parade Street, and there's like 3 or 4 businesses got cars parked all over the place. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you walk down there. I really don't. And, I think about, it's bad enough for me, but think of a woman with a baby stroller or somebody like you that's challenged with your eyes.
Maybe at times
I don't know how you don't walk into some of these things.
I do walk into them, and sometimes I want to walk across the top of them, leave my footprints and dent it in the car. But, I can see the person or holler in and tell them they got to get it off the sidewalk because that's not meant for the car to park.
See, I can get more accomplished if I get complaints, actual complaints where, like I hear all the time, well, how many people, without all respect, well, how many blind people walk down there? What? You can predict when a blind person's going to walk down the sidewalk?
Yeah.
So you are that smart that you can predict that. Come on, it's just like a fire. I park in the fire lane. Well, there's not going to be a fire. Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay.
You obviously, I want to see you when I go gambling, But no, I agree with you. I mean, like today, I came down Parade Street and I'm going, this is getting out of hand. And then when you go downtown, a lot of the businesses are proper. They keep it the right spacing.
Yeah.
But some are, cheating and, they don't realize that, they can't guarantee who's going to be there at night.
One last question.
Yeah.
So let somebody else call in. You talked about the parking authority. They lost the use of basically what they call a night tagger, tag the city streets at night. Mm-hmm. Are they going, because of the winter season coming up, with the possibility of, the odd even parking and all that, how is that being handled? Is that being handled by the parking authority, or is that relegated back to the city police department to tag those cars?
I didn't talk to Ray how he handles it. The police are always allowed to tag.
But they are, I know.
But they're always busy, generally to hand out parking tickets. But as we move forward with our plan for improved parking with the new meters and everything, that's one of the issues we were addressing is we want a presence there at night when there's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Especially in the neighborhoods where right now they know we're not coming through there, and so they park where they shouldn't, and they're clogging streets.
These new meters, by the way, are they going to be app friendly from cell phones?
Well, they haven't decided which ones they're using. We're still in the council's getting a little miffed. It's still in the study phase. And it's up there. We passed a lot of the rules. It's up there sitting, waiting for approval on some of the ordinances. And I haven't talked to Ray directly about, Mr. Massing, about which one he picked. But my understanding is, yes, they will be. They'll use the kiosk system, and the hope is that yes, they will have apps on there. So if you're sitting in the theater or a ballpark where you can't leave and come back,
Yeah.
You can always reset your meter.
They really should, because, like you said, moving forward, you need to think forward and realize that everybody's got one, or everybody's going to have a cell phone.
Yeah.
And having the apps.
Well, council passed that way back in the first quarter of the year.
Yeah.
We're waiting for approval, get them started.
But one of the things I'm hoping, because I know it doesn't make sense for it to, if you're a blind person and you want to know how much time you got on your parking meter, the blind person might not be driving, except for the fact now they got the driverless cars. A blind person might just be driving a car parked there, because they don't need a person beside to drive the car.
Right.
Or you're riding with somebody, so, your wife is driving, you're paying the meter.
How will he be able to know how much time is left on his meter and if he's at the right meter or not?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's
I do hope they...
questions, I guess, but hopefully we can, like you said, move ahead and be somewhat ahead of the game in a way, too, with the new meters or new devices, whatever they use.
When you brought up something to me a while back and I checked on it, I do believe the mayor, I was told he still has his committee of, how'd you call it?
Please.
Huh?
He has the round table for disabilities, or round table.
Yeah, I was told he still has it by his assistant.
But I don't know if he's been meeting. They used to meet down there at the Intermodal Center.
Well, you could give Jill Beck a call,
Yeah,
ask
Jill
her.
and I know each other. I could probably give her a call to check.
I could ask her Wednesday night again,
Oh, you might, because I might try to listen to you. No, I can't. I'm going to be doing a commercial.
But she should be able to tell you when they meet. But she said the mayor still has it, and I'm sure Joe Schember will keep it too. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't.
You're going to be going to the city employees credit union dinner?
Probably, yeah.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
All right, you take care, buddy.
No problem.
Yeah, you too, DJ. Don't forget you, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.
All right, Doc.
You take care. Both of you have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah, and if you're listening, Doc, give the mayor's office a call and see when they meet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's there are a lot of obstacles for challenged people. I mean, you take what the heck?
Your sonar's going off.
Uh-oh.
Depth charge.
Take over 1 second.
Oh, I'm taking over. Well, I might as well support my agenda now since Kaz has stepped off. I heard that John Steiner was talking about traffic circles last week, and I would have to say I agree. Does anybody like traffic circles or not like traffic circles? Give us a call. Kaz will be right back. He's currently taking an emergency call. And here he comes now. Traffic circles, Kaz. We love them. The vote is in. Everybody wants traffic circles.
Well, my quick response? Can I give a...
You don't like change.
No, I don't mind them.
No, that's good.
But they can be...
Problematic?
They can be challenging, yeah. I
mean,
They are. Look, a simple one is fine, but I was in one in Philadelphia. That was a double one.
No.
And try that baby at night.
No, that's not cool, man.
In a major metropolitan area. Try that one at night. Your GPS is going, cannot compute.
Yeah, I've had some really serious ones that were scary lately, but like a basic 4 ways in, 4 ways out.
I don't think they're for everywhere.
Maybe not, but
I think
give it a try.
There's some places,
Yeah, well, when I become mayor, it's going to be traffic circles every intersection. No more stoplights.
One thing we can't use here to slow traffic down.
What's that?
Is what they had in Florida. They had these big speed bumps.
Oh yeah, speed bumps are painful.
Yeah, but you can't have them not up here. You come down the street with a plow.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you throw the plow off. I mean. They had a few like in certain plazas.
Yeah.
Or the old drive-in movie theater had something interesting.
Hey, well, even
spikes
right on Presque Isle. Like when in the summertime, when you go down Presque Isle, they have those 2 big bumps, and it's good for slowing traffic down.
But you can't do that in winter, though.
No, they take them out. I see that. That's good.
They used to have spikes in the movie theater, so you couldn't.
Spikes.
Well, you couldn't sneak in.
That's scary.
You know what that's for?
To keep.
So you couldn't sneak in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few, but no, I mean the speed bumps are nice. Traffic, I'm not against circles, but have you watched the trouble people in Erie have sometimes with 2 left-hand turn lanes?
I've seen the trouble people in Erie have with just driving in general.
I mean, like 2 left-hand turn lanes, and
Yeah.
you get what I call the drifter, not the musical group.
Yeah.
Mr. Drifter, he just,
Yeah.
oh, I wanted to be over there.
Yeah.
No, I am over here.
Yeah, it's hard when there's so many people. It's hard to make sure that everybody's educated properly. And that could be a thing. I mean, we need to have some education programs to reteach people how to properly drive, what lanes to be in, where can you turn.
Nobody teaches you how to use a circle until you
Use
get
your
there.
turn signal. Well, that's the thing. We could have.
You had more calls from people confused about what those bicycle logos mean on 38th Street.
Yeah.
Do you know what they mean?
Bicycle logos?
Yeah.
I don't know where those.
Well, go out East 38th.
Okay.
Okay. And you got arrows with
Yeah.
a bike on her.
Really? We have those now?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Have
been
you
out
seen
there.
them around the state?
I've seen them around
I've
other
seen them
states too.
I went out
Yeah.
east about 2 weeks ago,
So we have bicycle lanes now.
but they're not a bicycle lane.
Oh.
A bicycle lane is where you have a solid
You
white
got the line and you got
solid
the
white
yeah,
line.
right. Solid white line.
That means traffic can't cross it.
Okay.
And a bike can't cross it.
Okay, so what are these logos?
Because you can't cross a solid white line, right?
Right.
So you see, I saw them out east a lot more now. So we must have been late in getting them. So what you got an arrow that looks like, that's what it is. You got like a white arrow.
Yeah.
And you got a bike symbol on top.
Yeah.
It means you share the lane with a bike.
You share the lane. Okay.
But it's not a bike lane, not
Yeah.
dedicated.
Yeah.
What that means is, and the way they worded it, I can see some problems already. You have to give so many feet to the bike driver,
Yeah.
even if it means crossing over.
Mm.
Now, that's all fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But you know what happens when, you ever been on the highway when you see
What do you got a car coming at you?
when you see a car
Yeah.
off to the right,
Yeah.
and everybody, what do? They move right in front of you.
Sure.
Nobody checks if you're in that lane.
Right.
Hey, geez, I'm sorry I cut you off. I'm sorry I sent you your coffee flying all over the place.
Yeah.
You had to hit the brakes, right?
Hey, I'm just
Oh, man, what is this?
I'm going to just give a shout out to our watcher in Colorado. He used to be our watcher in Ohio. Now he's in Colorado. Hi, Colorado watcher person,
Who's that?
Joe.
Oh,
And he says we should try new inverted diamond interchange. I have no idea what that is.
an inverted what the heck is an inverted diamond
He
interchange?
said we need to try a new inverted diamond interchange.
Tell him to
They're
send
in
me some-
Colorado. I'm going to have to get pictures.
They on that Rocky Mountain High out there, or what?
No.
Would you tell them to send me something on that?
I'm actually.
Can you watch it?
Oh, now I'm watching the show again. Somebody call, save me. I'm drowning alone on a television channel. This is the Taxpayers Hotline. This is my radio voice. Hello. How can I help you today? Taxpayers Hotline.
Yeah. So let me get this right. An inverted diamond?
Yeah, I have no idea what it means. Hopefully there will be.
They must be snowblind, or they have the
Inverted-
Rocky Mountain High up there, or what?
I don't know. I can't even
He's
imagine.
got to send me. Tell him
I
to
can't even picture it.
tell him to send me something.
I'm going to.
Wow, that's a wild day.
Taxpayers Hotline.
Ooh, that was good.
Hello.
Trying to lift up and move my TV. Hey, DJ, you said about those traffic circles?
Yeah.
Dad's there with you?
Yeah. Yep. We're all here.
Dad, you might want to warn DJ. We might never know when we might get another Wasp Mocha that reverses the circles.
Yeah, that's true.
What's this?
Well, Wass was a guy designed in front of. You got to picture this. You come down Peach Street, okay? He put 2 left-hand turns on Peach Street. As you're heading north, and then you get to 6th Street,
Yeah.
he had 2 left-hand turns going into the courthouse.
Right.
Only one problem. The one lane led into where the cars were parked. Or remember when they switched the park that time, Doc?
I remember the park, so that's why.
Everybody went the other way, and,
The reason I think he did it when they put that statue of Perry up there, his hand was pointing the wrong direction.
No, it does make more sense today than it used to.
Yeah.
If I still remember how it used to be when you had to drive around the park.
Mm-hmm.
If you did that today, man, it was like a mess, So, I mean, it does make more sense. You can now go north on Peach Street, and you can come all the way south on French Street,
It makes sense now. I mean, looking at it, driving on it.
Point down.
Yeah, but the old days it didn't make sense, but.
Anyway, but that's what I'm afraid if you try to put those traffic circles in here, somebody's going to say, well, you know what? We got to go around the other way.
I'll give you another great challenge in the world. Take a ride to St. Mary's, PA, and try to circumnavigate the triangle if you're an out-of-towner.
Well, that, and then I used to go to seminary in Washington, D.C., and you talk about 2. They had 4 lane circles going around, so you have to make sure you're in the right circle if you want to get off somewhere.
We just were given a picture, Doc, of
an inverted diamond.
Whoa, this baby is
That's sick.
I think, are we watching Star Trek?
I think it's Star Trek. They got people going into other traffic. It's scary. Like, you literally take a lane that drives you right towards the other traffic.
Wow.
We don't want that. We'll stick with traffic circles.
This looks like a day at the Grand Prix of
circles are better.
Monaco.
I like circles. No,
hey, can
no
you
diamonds.
Send this to me?
Yeah, I'll forward it. He's going to analyze it. This is horrible. This is the most horrible thing.
Hey, thanks for calling, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
One issue with the circles, though,
What?
I will say that DJ is pedestrian trying to cross the intersections.
Well, I mean, the great thing is if there's a lull and nobody's coming into that entrance on the traffic circle, you cross there at that time. The people can cross at any time. You just have to wait for a lull in the
We got
traffic.
enough people that we call busy people in the city as it is.
Well, we could also have yield signs, yield to pedestrians.
Whoa.
So
We can.
I'm looking at the Colorado thing. That'd be
no, just no. He says it's safer, but it's scary.
Oh, man.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah, we got to go off now, Doc. Thanks.
Oh, he's already done. Hey, we have an event coming up at CAT, not this Saturday. It's what month are we in here? November. Saturday the 18th, we're actually having we're making a TV show for the anime group. There's going to be there's a dance, and we're recording for a TV show. And at the Makerspace, we're having a cosplay workshop. So anybody who likes Star Wars so much they sleep in a Darth Vader costume, that's the kind of stuff. We're showing people how to make costumes and stuff. So I just thought I'd put that out there.
I have to play a character?
You don't have to play a character. You could just come and learn how to make. You could learn how to make.
Nobody ever heard of Wumpa Bumpa.
Wumpa Bumpa. What the hell's a Wumpa Bumpa?
The secret character in Star Wars. Nobody knows who he is.
That's not a thing. I'm sorry.
What?
Wumpa Bumpa? I'm going to look it up.
What do you get the newest one? What, the Porg?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I just bought one for my grandson.
You're right. It could be
I just
weird.
bought one for my grandson. I got one in the house.
Wumpa Bumpa or a Porg?
Porg.
I don't even know what that is. It's I don't know. We got nothing.
I guess, did Mike come on and give us a sign?
Yeah, we got a minute left.
So on behalf of my engineer, Mike, in the back room, who won't come out here, Mike, hope he won't come out. Oh, and
thank you for watching Taxpayers Hotline. We'll see you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9.